I'm Simone Simpson from Wondering Yoga Cafe Entertainment. Welcome to our weekly rundown. Today's topic, alternate day fasting. This is week 2. I've been alternate day fasting for 2 weeks. Again, alternate day fasting is when you eat every other day, and this is a second week, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you're here. If you want to see more of these videos, hit that subscribe button and these videos will pop up in your feed. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. I'm loving your thumbs up. And today's topic, alternate day fasting. We are going to talk about fabulous 5 things today. So 5 things we always cover in our weekly rundown. Today's Fab 5, what I'm eating on my eating days, my fueling days. The second thing we're going to cover, what I'm eating on fasting days. I know that sounds a little weird, but I'll clear up any confusion when we talk about it, what I'm eating on my fasting days. The third thing we're going to talk about are tips to stay on your fast on your fasting days. That's the third thing. That is what I call the secret sauce because that's super important. Don't sleep on the secret sauce. The fourth thing are the results. This is week 2. I want to share with you the results. And the fifth thing, today's dinner. I'm going to show you what I'm going to prepare, and then I'm going to show you the final result. So that's today's fabulous 5. Let's get started with my affirmation for the week, the month, the year. I'm on my way to the healthiest I've ever been. This is the second week. I'm on my way. I am loving that. Feel free to take that, change that, make it your own. I'm on my way to the healthiest I've ever been. This is the second week. I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way. And when I heard that, I was so excited. It was Jim Rohn, he's a personal development well known for personal development, amazing teacher of mine for many, many years. And that's a quote that I got from him. And it just is, I'm on my way. It's my second week. I'm on my way. Just thinking about where I will be in a year from now, looking back on all of the changes. So today's Fab 5, number 1, what I'm eating on my fueling days. So today is an eating day for me. I'm excited. And those of you who are doing alternate day fasting, there is this high that comes when you're looking forward to your eating day. You literally wake up excited. It feels like Christmas. Remember when you're little, you woke up on Christmas or Hanukkah, you're super excited. That's the way it feels. So today's an eating day, and I like to keep my carbs below 20. It's really up to anyone. That's just what I like to do. I notice a difference when I have more carbs. I can tell my body's not in that fat burning state. I don't have the energy nor the euphoria that I feel when my carbs are lower. So I like to keep my carbs below 20. So today I had turkey sausage and keto bread for breakfast. That's how I broke my fast. And I'm going to prepare a meal from my weekly meal kit. As you know, I have a meal kit that comes every week. So I'll also prepare one of the meals from that. That will be my dinner. Or my second meal of today. So I'll prepare that. So that's what else I'll eat. And I'll probably have some Atkins bars. These are them. And I know you look at that picture and it's like, does it really look like that? That's what I would think. Like, could it really look like that? Something that only has 3 net carbs. Could it really look like that? Let's see. This is why I'm probably going to have a couple. These things are, if there are any of you who actually eat candy bars or anything like that, I would suggest the switch to these because of the fewer carbs. But look at this. So this is a little package. And let's pull it out of there. Yep, it looks just like it. Do you want to see what it looks like on the inside? I have another one that I just kind of tore in half. There you go. It's delicious. My mom calls them candy bars because that's what you don't eat this and go, oh, I can, it's a good try. No, these are good. They're delicious. So yeah, so I'll probably have a few of those bars today. I will also have some greens. So super important. So I'll have some greens today too. But yeah, so that's my eating for today. overindulge. I don't eat all day. I don't do cakes and cookies and all that. It really matters what you put in your body, regardless of if you're 1 meal a day, alternate day. Now, everyone has their own way. You have to find your own direction. But for me, if I can do something and get an autophagy and put foods in that are fueling my body, put foods in that are giving my body the proper nutrients, so they're not only delicious and savory, but they're adding to the party instead of taking away, that's what I'm going to do. And so, but definitely find your own direction, but that's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm eating on my fueling days. It's a low carb, they're healthier foods, but tasty and savory. Like what I eat has to be delicious and it has to be good for me and healthy. So those are a couple of musts. I won't sacrifice healthy for taste, and I won't sacrifice taste for healthy. So I'm not going to eat something that's healthy that doesn't really taste good. So it's going to be delicious and healthy. So that's what I'm eating on my fueling days. What I'm eating on my fasting days. It's super important to cover this because there's some people who actually eat 500 calories or less on their fasting days. I don't do that. I have coffee in the morning. Well, I have water first thing and some supplements. I take 2 supplements, a telomere support that I talked about in week 1's video. If you want information and a link to get some, it's below, but you can definitely watch week 1's video to get information about the telomere support. And I take an evening primrose. I take those 2 supplements every morning, whether I'm fasting or not. And drink about 2 cups of water with that. Then I have coffee with unsweetened almond milk. And I have usually tea at some point. A lot of times, especially this week, I noticed my body was just like not into coffee at all. So I would switch to tea. So I did that this week. So that is what I have on my fasting days. So super important is the tea that really kind of helps me to still have some kitchen activity when my body's just wanting to kind of go in the kitchen and do something, and to stay on my alternate day fasting plan. And something that another quote that I want to share with you is, it's only a small journey to a new direction. It's only a small journey to a new direction. So this goal that I have of, in 20 years, I am going to be the most fit, the healthiest I've ever been in my entire life. So it doesn't take a radical change today, but it takes a change today that I do every single day, regardless of what that change is. So, and I love that thought of, in 20 years, I ran a marathon. I ran the half, so it was only 13.1 miles, but I started training in August, ran the marathon in December. My goal was to run the marathon without stopping, and I did that. But that was a short-term goal. I got the results. It was, quick gratification. But when you look at it, like for me, in 20 years, I will be the healthiest I've ever been in my entire life. I love that because there's so many facets and components to what I can work on and improve and add upon during this 20 years, so that I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. And I grew up an athlete. I grew up in ballet. I started ballet and gymnastics at the age of 3. I danced. And so just a lot of activity that I had, but in 20 years, I'm going to be in the best shape I've ever been in. So I'm loving that. So that is what I eat on my fasting days. Tips to stay on your fast, the secret sauce. This is so important. Tips to stay on your fast. Last week's tip was to drink copious amounts of water. Anytime you're feeling hungry, drink water. It works. It really does. I love water, but it really does work. Drink water. The second tip, this week's tip, is greens and supplements. These are greens and supplements, whatever your multivitamin is. These greens, they come in a packet, but it's equivalent to 2.5 cups of greens. And so this is a time, it reduces the amount of time to make a smoothie, basically. So that's why I like these. I don't have these every day. Some days I actually am making broccoli, or the other day I had broccoli and cauliflower. It was so good. Most days I actually have a fresh whole green, but the other day I actually had this a couple days ago because it was getting later and I was like, oh, I've got to put some nutrients in so that I can sustain my fast tomorrow. So I had this, I mixed it with orange juice because I'd gotten sick the day before, so, or a couple of days prior to that, but I was just trying to make sure I was getting a lot of nutrients in. So I did orange juice and I did these greens. But so I have greens and I have my multivitamin. So it comes in a bottles of 3. So there are 3 components to this, but a high quality multivitamin. If you're wanting some information about the multivitamins that I take, I will put a link below. These are from the doTERRA line, and I did a lot of research on multivitamins. There was a raw vitamin that I used to order, and then when I started getting these products, the only reason I didn't use these is because it didn't have enough folate. They only had, I think, 400 milligrams of folate. And I was like, I want to have 800 every day just because of some personal things and what's going on and what I'm prepping for. So and then all of a sudden I looked at these. Now they have 680 milligrams of folate. And I was like, oh, well, that's enough. I'll do that. I'm satisfied with that. So I switched to these, and this is a really good, it's a high quality multivitamin. So that's important. And these I only do on my fueling days. So the days that I eat, I do these. I don't take these supplements on my fasting days. The supplements I take on my fasting days, again, that's just the 2 telomeres in the morning, 2 telomeres at night, and 1 evening primrose. That's what I take on my fasting days. This I take on my fueling days, and there are 4 of these. I love these because they actually smell like fruit. So I love them. I mean, it's just nice when you open up your bottle of multivitamins and you can smell like maybe there's peach, apricot seed or something in there. So this is my multivitamin. These are my greens. That is so important. That is a tip to keep you on your fast. I did a 4-day experiment and it really proved that. That first day I had dinner, and after dinner, I got sick. Everything came out. So the next day I was fasting. The next day was my fasting day. But towards the end of the day, I was like, I have to eat. And I thought, oh yeah, well, everything came out yesterday, including all my nutrients, the salad, the multivitamins. So I had some French fries at the end of that day. And that was it, because I still wasn't really feeling well. And then right after work, I went to bed. That next day, I said, okay, I'm just going to fast today, but I couldn't. Like at about 4 or 5 o'clock, I said, I'm going to have a meal. So I had a meal. I had some fries, some chicken nuggets, and then I had orange juice with some greens mixed in, and then another glass just of orange juice, and then my multivitamins. And then I said, now I'll be able to see the difference. So I said, the next day, the 4th day of this experiment, I'm going to see if I felt different fasting on this day when I was full of nutrients, as I did on this day when I had no nutrients, and this day when I had no nutrients. So this day, of course, it was like a normal fasting day. I fasted a couple of times. I was like, oh, I'm watching a movie. I like having snacks when I watch a movie. It's my fasting day. I still watched the movie. I didn't eat. And I maintained my fast. So your supplements, your nutrients on your fueling days, that is a tip to stay on your fast, to sustain your fast on your fasting day. That's super important. One of the 6 hungers is nutritional hunger, meaning your body is hungry because it needs nutrition. And that is a strong desire to eat. So you can quell that simply by having greens on your fueling days, and a high quality multivitamin as well. And so, yeah, so I wanted to share that tip. That's your secret sauce. So your water was a tip from last week, and this week, greens and supplements. Greens and supplements. And you can have a great, nice salad, but a lot of greens and a supplement. So that's our tips and tricks for today. And I'm committed. In 20 years, I will be the healthiest I've ever been. I'm committed. In 20 years, I will be the healthiest I've ever been. And I love that. This is a 20-year journey to be the healthiest I've ever been. You ready? So the 4th thing we're going to talk about are results. And this was an interesting week because I had that 4-day experiment of getting sick and then eating on this day, and then fasting on that day. So I really ate this day, this day, this day, and then fasted here. So I didn't have as many fasting days. So results, weight loss, 2 pounds down. So it's a plus. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, so those are the results. I did not measure this week. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't measure, and I had already eaten by the time I thought about it. And once you've eaten, like your tummy's a little bit, you know, it's not as flat. I like to measure in the same state every week. So I like to measure and weigh in a fasted state. So I had already eaten when I was like, oh, I didn't measure today, but I'll get the measurements next week. I will remember. The fifth thing we're going to talk about today is today's dinner. So I'm going to show you the meal card. This is what I'm making today. It is a smoky tilapia with remoulade. Smoky tilapia with remoulade. So this is what I'm making today. Gives you all the ingredients and step-by-step of how to cook it. But what I really like is in the ingredients, it tells us 750 calories a serving and 16 net carbs per serving. It's also gluten-free. So 16 net carbs per serving. I have 4 servings, so I'm just going to make all of it. And then that way I'll have some to put aside that I can eat, not tomorrow, but the next day. So I won't actually have to cook. And that will be a day that I work. So it's nice to not cook. But I want to show you the finished product. So I showed you the meal card from this week's meal kit. And now I want to show you the finished product. I just finished making the meal. This is the delicious tilapia. This is the cauliflower rice. I did not include the carrots and cabbage mix because I was supposed to make this last week and I didn't, so that didn't save well. I was able to freeze the fish, so that saved well and the cauliflower saved well. So I didn't make that component of it, and there was an apple that I didn't add as well. So I'll have fewer carbs in this because that's where the carbs were coming from. There's a sauce as well. I'm not much of a sauce person, so I didn't add the sauce yet. I generally just like the taste, the natural taste of foods without sauces. So there's a sauce. I'll probably try a little bit just on a portion of it, but generally the sauces just kind of make my mouth confused. I don't know what to do with it. So I will probably not have the sauce, but looking forward to tasting this delicious tilapia. Again, this is a keto meal. This is my dinner for tonight. That's delicious. And that was just tilapia and a spice that came with it. They called it a smoky applewood spice blend. And then this is the cauliflower rice. Absolutely delicious. What I put in here, it came with scallions, and I added fresh garlic as well, and salt and pepper. They're for the cauliflower rice, they included in the meal kit cheddar cheese and also cream cheese. I didn't add those. Those are keto, so you can. It's a little bit of a what we call dirty keto. It's not a clean keto, and I'm just looking for optimum right now. If I wanted it, I would have it. Again, when I had my 4-day experiment, what I got sick on was actually pizza with cheese on it. So if there's a day when I'm like, hey, I'm going to have this, that's fine. But today I'm just going to do a clean meal. I'm excited about it. It should be delicious. Yummy, yummy. So that will be my dinner for tonight. And I made 2 servings of it. So I made all that came with it. So there is more cooking right now so that if I want more, I can have that. That was kind of the goal why I ordered the larger meal kits, or increase the servings rather, so that I could have a little bit more if I got hungry a little bit later. So that is today's meal. So we went through today's 5. We did our fabulous 5. And again, I am really excited to be on this journey. I am on my way to the healthiest I've ever been. I'm starting a new life. This is the 2nd week. I'm on my way. And as I was cooking, I like to listen to inspirational videos. I like to watch my videos, listen to inspirational videos. And the question was posed, if you continue on the path that you're on today, where will you be in 5 years? And I thought, oh my goodness, if I continue this, making my videos once a week, doing my 100 sit-ups a day that I just started 2 days ago, doing my split series every night, doing my alternate day fasting, I said, I will be in my optimum health. And the meditation practice that I do as well, I was like, I keep this up for 5 years. Like it's exciting. So I am so glad that you're here. This is week 2 of our alternate day fasting. I will film a video every week. You will get a weekly rundown. I'm hoping that you're jumping on this, doing the alternate day fasting as well. Leave some comments if you have comments or questions. I will include those responses in a video. I'm Simone Simpson from Wondering Yoga Cafe Entertainment. This is our Sunday rundown. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week, same time, same place. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like.